Hello, welcome to Foliage. My name's John McDonald, and today we're going to make an arrangement really inspired by these absolutely beautiful little chrysanths. So we're in that season now, it's end of October. A lot of chrysanths growing in the garden, and a lot are seasonally available. And this is one that someone gave me a little cutting off, and it's come up and it's absolutely beautiful. So I wanted to use some of it to make a simple arrangement. So what we've got a kenzan or pin holder. We've got this simple tray dish. I've got some nice iris leaves, so this gives us a nice strong line that will give us a backbone for arrangement. And just to complement it, I've got a little bit of what's left of the lavender and this plant that I popped in as like kind of summer bedding. I'm not quite sure what the name is, but it's pretty. So really our colours and our materials complement each other really rather nicely. So the first thing I'm going to do is just put in some water into our dish. And what we want is that water to come up to the top of the pins at least in our pin holder. And with our iris leaves, we've actually got a little bit of damage. So I've got a pair of nice sharp scissors, and we can just carefully remove that damage so that you don't know that it was there. Sometimes it's nice to leave things that are not perfect, but just to give this a really nice crisp look, then I think we'll just take this off. The problem if you're in a place that's a workplace is finding a pair of scissors that are actually any good. So these ones I always keep just for cutting paper or for doing things like this. So this is really our main leaf, and this is really going to just set our pace for how we want this to be, or our direction. And straight away we can create quite a dynamic direction with adding those leaves. And they're actually quite simple to put onto a pin holder. You just literally carefully slot them on and press them down. So we're going to build up a bit of a base with these. And this is going to give our strong structural element for our design. And the fact that we're using 2 or 3 is just giving it a little bit more depth as well. I think we'll actually go shorter with that. Yeah. So this is adding a nice contrast to our round dish. It's giving direction and it's creating a nice strong element. And I'm really wanting to use the chrysanths as like a mass, so it gives us a good focal point. But what we'll do is we'll just add this to give us a little bit of direction as well. And I just think these are all quite pretty because they're quite complementary in colour and quite nice. And because the chrysanths are really going to be massed at the end, we'll just put in these other elements first. So if you're not keen on using floral foam, then it's really a good idea to invest in some pin holders. They're easily available. The best ones really come from Japan because it's such a popular mechanic for using for Ikebana. And they've got like a copper pin, which is ideal. It's really strong. And once you buy them, you'll have them for life. So just adding that touch of lavender. So this is giving us a little pop of colour, and again complementary with our other materials. And now we can look at putting in our chrysanths. So these are like a low growing bush variety. I think they're kind of, people plant them in the spring and they just come up. And really we don't want to dominate this too much, but I do want to give it a bit of a punch. Like we want our chrysanths to really be the thing. So we want a mass of chrysanth here that we really appreciate them and they become the star of the show. And we can put one or two just tucked in behind, just on a little bit of a different level here. So this is going to make it more three-dimensional. And depending on where you sit this, you want to be conscious of what you're seeing maybe from the sides. So does it work from this direction if people are approaching from this direction? But just be careful not to overcrowd it. I think this is really just quite pretty as it is. Maybe bring another one just down into the front here. Yeah, maybe not. Obviously, the enjoyment with this is taking your time. Really just appreciate how the flowers are sitting. But I think that is really just quite sweet, quite simple. We've got limited materials, we've got the iris giving structure, we've got the chrysanthemums really giving us our punch and our focal point. And it's the colour range that work very well. So a simple arrangement, ideal for the home, no floral foam, so it's environmentally friendly and something that I think you'll really enjoy making. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, click here to subscribe and tap the bell to keep up to date with all our videos.